Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Breckbell, Stampin' Queen. Today's card is going to be this gorgeous card I found on my demonstrator page on Facebook, and it is by Dina at the Creativity Cave. This is a direct copy of hers, but I saw it and I was like, that is a gorgeous card. It is very easy, but it's simple, it's understated, the pop of color, loved it. So let me show you how to create that. We're going to use Beautiful You. This is a stamp set in the Occasions catalog that just came out, and it has quickly risen to the top of my must-have list. So we're going to use that one, and we're actually going to stamp on watercolor paper. And ink choice is going to be Archival Black because we are going to watercolor, and we need to make sure that, excuse me, that our ink does not run. So I just juiced this one up, so let's hope that he's not too terribly juicy. And I'm just going to stamp her down here kind of in the bottom corner. Nope, looks good. And then I'm going to do the sentiment, which is just so perfect. Wishing you brighter days to come. Okay, stamp that there. Couple seconds to dry. Watercolor paper is a little different than our regular cardstock. It's very porous, so it allows the ink to really kind of pool and run through it. So let that dry for just a couple seconds. And then I'm going to take Melon Mambo, Tangerine Tango, Bermuda Bay, and Smokey Slate are my ink colors I'm using. So to do watercoloring, we're going to squeeze our ink pad together so that the lid and the pad actually touch. That creates a little pool of ink there. And I'm going to use my aqua painters for this one. My aqua painter is very dirty with Bermuda Bay already, so let's try and clean that guy off. You're going to use the same painter for every color. You're just going to scribble like I'm doing on some scrap paper, and that's going to remove the ink from the tip. And so I don't want it too terribly wet because I don't want to puddle water on top of my pad. Normally I have, when I do aqua painters, I have a paper towel or napkin beside me. Actually, what I really have are the old nasty burp cloths from when my kids were little. That's what I use. There's a little stamp secret. Those things, you know, are good for everything. So just a little color here, and in the umbrella, can always add more color. You can't take it away, so you can do a little bit of shading with that. Again, I'm going to kind of swipe that color to clean it. I'm going to go with my Tangerine Tango, same thing, squish that a little bit together and pull some of the ink there and color the center one. You could also use blender pens if you choose. You could use markers, and you could use our new watercolor pencils too, which work perfectly. Now I'm going to switch here, and I'm going to do Smokey Slate because it's a lighter color, because we need the Bermuda Bay as one of our darker colors. I'm going to do a little splatter technique and show you that. So I'm going to color her dress with the Smokey Slate. And she should look watercolored. It's not perfect. You can go outside the lines. I'm going to take a little bit of Smokey Slate also and just kind of do across my ground here, just so it grounds her a little bit. It looks like she's actually walking on something. And then we're finally going to come in with our Bermuda Bay. A little bit of color finally on that side of the umbrella. Sorry, I'm moving this. My camera shakes a lot. I'm actually getting a new stand I'm hoping will help this, so we'll give it a try when it gets here. Okay, so now to do the splatter technique, I'm going to pull a lot of ink up, and I want to make sure my watercolor or my aqua painter is good and wet, so I'm going to kind of fill the barrel there. I'm going to squeeze it a little bit, pull some ink up, and then you want to get everything out of the way because you're going to do some splatter, so you want to make sure you don't have anything nearby that might get into trouble if you splatter it. The other thing that I did, oh, maybe here it is. I took a Post-it note and I stamped her. I didn't cut her out the whole way. I just kind of want, when the splatter to go on, I want it to look like it's kind of going down over the umbrella. I don't want to see splatter underneath her umbrella, so it's just kind of a rough cut on a Post-it note. All right, so I'm going to pick some of that up, and I'm going to take my Sharpie and just smack it. Okay, so can you see how it kind of did some splatter there on my cardstock? Very, very cool. Now you want to give that a little time to dry. Doesn't take very long. Watercolor paper dries pretty quick as long as you don't have a ton of water on it. I'm going to peel that off, and a piece of basic black. I will put the dimensions in this video also. I don't remember the sizes right now. All I can tell you is the basic black is very small, like 1/8 of an inch border on here. Then I'm going to do some dimensionals just so it has a little bit of depth to it. And I'm going to mount, whoops, I'm taking more than I need, mount this onto a piece of basic gray, no, Smokey Slate cardstock. And that's all there is to it, you guys. Isn't that a very simple but yet wow technique? I really, really love this card. There you go. Super simple and gorgeous. Go and make one yourself. All right, thanks so much for stopping by, you guys. I will see you next week for Movie Monday.